interesting that I hear most of you talk about one, or the few of you that have mentioned a genre of music have mentioned one that's a specific interest of yours. And I think that you find when you get going in the music industry, especially if you have a lot of different clients, you will be encountering every single genre that you can imagine, and even some that you can't imagine. I never realized when I was a child growing up, and I used to watch my father play with Cal Jader and Poncho Sanchez, and I used to actually go on tour with them when I was a young child. I never realized that by the time I was 14, having been a drummer all my life, I started playing drums when I was first with just 2 wooden sticks on the pots and pans that were in the kitchen. I arranged them, from the smallest to the largest size, and I would just play on them. And then when I was 5, my father bought me a drum set, and I was a drummer for the next 9 years after that. Then I just broke this bone right here when I was 14, and I had a cast on my arm up to here, but I had these 3 fingers free. And I got interested in bass, and it was also because this is just how things happen in life. I was playing drums in a rock band with my friends in middle school, and the bass player in the group was so bad that we had to stop rehearsing all the time so that the guitarist could try and teach him the bass lines. And as I was watching the guitarist teach him, I was thinking to myself, that looks so easy. And so then when they take a break, I'd pick up his bass and I would start to play it myself. And I said, this is fun. And so at 14 years of age, with my broken hand, but these 3 fingers free, first I tried to play every one-handed drum beat that I could, using my feet more, my kick drum more often, and just alternating off between cymbal, and just became very tiring after a while. And of course, you can't really do a roll unless you do it between your hand and your foot, and that got a little boring after a while. So I got interested in electric bass, and my ability took off so quickly on that one that within a year I was in the Musicians Union, and I was making my first album for my father's group, Clare Fischer and Salsa Picante, featuring 2+2. That was in 1980, and that album won a Grammy the next year for Best Latin Recording, so that was a good way to start my career. And from then on, I was a bass player, and I was interested in playing bass, and I just I went to university as a percussion major, and I learned how to play every orchestral percussion instrument. So I play marimba and vibes, and you can hear that on the recordings. But I really became less and less interested in drum set, and continued on electric bass. And so you never know where something is going to lead you to another interest in music. And these will all have benefits. The more interests that you have, the more areas that you can specialize in, the better off you'll be in your career.